Hey, what's up? Excuse me, guys. What's up, everybody? We're gonna be playing 5-0 Blitz tournament. I've got the link in the Twitch stream right there. 5-0 this week, no increment. I've been lamenting how I'm slow and getting in time pressure all the time, and so we hadn't done one of these 5-0 viewer tournaments. Initially, I think when I started doing viewer tournaments on Tuesdays, I did a couple of editions with the 5-0, but we haven't had one in a while. Alright, man. So Soltigo, you've got a new look over there. What is that? The Cheer 100. Thank you, Soltigo. You're awesome. Anyway, guys, thank you who subscribed. You don't get bits as I'm a subscriber. It's grossly unfair. Thank you, Nefidov. He's not planning on canceling his subscription. Guys, I was I was kind of busy with some lessons today, so we started a little bit later, but normally the tournament would be starting right about now. We're about 5 minutes behind schedule. I usually start the tournament around 7:10, 7:15. This week I thought we'll start the stream at 7:15. Some of you probably waiting since 7 o'clock. I apologize. It's a 2-hour tournament. And you know, it's an arena, so you can berserk. It's just for fun, casual. So I had a kind of tough day today. I haven't played at all. I've been analyzing with some students, and I would have liked to have played some warm-up games, but I haven't. So it's not going to be that easy to get warmed up. Anyway, to your health, kids. All right, Soltigo, move 11. Thank you guys for subscribing. I know with the holidays, everybody's short of funds, and you know, every little bit really helps me to be able to keep doing this. So I appreciate it. Someone I noticed in the chat there was talking about the Tata tournament. I didn't get to see the games from today yet. I've looked at the games from the first 3 rounds, well, at least the decisive games. But lots of way to go yet over there. So, all right, we're about to get underway. Please forgive me if I'm still coughing. I'm better, but I still got the remainder of my cold. So sometimes I might blast your eardrums with an unexpected cough. I apologize in advance. I'm 95% better now. Hopefully we'll stay that way. Been resting as much as I can. Tomorrow morning we have another stream at 10 a.m. Blitz and Classical Chess. Weird Wednesday, unusual openings. So if you're around in the mornings, check us out, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Clash Kid, what's up? I know there's some of you guys who don't like the faster time controls, but I like to mix it up. You know, so one week we do 7+2, and then the 5+2, and now 5+0. I'd like to do 10+0, but it's not possible. Let's petition lichess to make a more expansive drop-down list of time controls that we can play in the viewer tournaments. Mr. Coffee, what's up? Thanks to all you guys who subscribed and who are devoted to the stream. A lot of regulars. Who's not here yet? There's still a long way to go though, 2 hours. Usually World Loser comes by. He's not here yet, but he often comes later. Let's see who's in the list there. Troll in a Roll, Mr. Coffee, Nefidov, Too Much Love, Santa Claus, Soltigo, Ayesta is here. Clash said I will participate incognito with my training account. Shh. Alright. We are ready to get underway. I am not warmed up, so I don't know what to expect. I did play one game today. It was 5-0. I forgot about that. But it was a tough game. I was black in an IMSO, and my opponent, who was like 1800, played really, really well. I thought I was going to lose, but eventually he made some mistakes. That's my true strength and expertise in chess, is not making big blunders. This is my specialty. Just making lots of small inaccuracies. Nefridov says, please join the arena to see how bad I am with no increment time control. We could also experiment with like a 7-0. I'm not going to have as much time to annotate and commentate the games as usual. Looks like we're up against Santa Claus first round. You know, unless he ducks me. You know, some people do that. I've actually been guilty of it on a few occasions. Some nasty strong opponent in the first round. You can just not play the first round and wait till the next chance. But in an arena tournament, you really should take every game you can get. But it's better to lose quickly. If you're going to lose, then lose quickly. Get it over with, like King Crusher. Play more games. It's an interesting. Let's play c4. Dear Santa Claus doesn't like my knight f3. He was mentioning that. Alright. He's going to get knight f3 anyway. What are we going to transpose to a mainline Dutch? Dutch Leningrad. This is not easy though. Luckily I know c6 better than the other variations probably. Although he played c6 followed by queen e8. Not a usual order of moves for black. I guess there's nothing wrong with it. Is there? Bishop f4. Is bishop f4 a strong move here? I'm not going to do it. I wasted too much time there. It was very impractical. I was thinking about bishop f4, bishop takes c4, bishop takes d6, rook f7. And then I came to my senses and I said, what am I thinking about? This is like a 5-0 game. Knight e4 is probably... I assume knight e4 is not good here. It's usually not good in the Dutch Leningrad lines like this. I am not warmed up at all. It's easy to play for cheapos. So white's slightly better. Pleasant position for white. But not so easy. I'm definitely sleepy tactically and kind of slow. And hopefully that will dissipate as I play more games here. Okay, queen e5. Didn't anticipate this. And I don't really want that to happen here. Structurally, we're a little bit better. Knight h3 may not be the best feature. So I have to go here. Wow, I was surprised by that move. Serbian Santa Claus playing super fast. It is 5-0. I have to remember that there's no increment here. I'm used to playing with the increments so often. I thought he should have taken on d4, d3, fix the structure. But okay, king g7 is probably not that bad. White's tiny bit better maybe with the long-range piece and pawns on both sides of the board, but really it's like a very small advantage. Now I was kind of hoping this wouldn't come to pass. I don't know if this is even good for me. What am I doing here? G4. A little concerned about this. We got to get his knight out of there. All right, we got it out. Now our king is badly placed. He's fast. I think we found Serbian Santa Claus's strong point. Increment, non-increment blitz. I am not better any longer. Let's try not to blunder. I butchered this. He played well. I guess we had a draw in the simul. I've done well against him in the increment blitz, but this is a different story. Black should be fine here. Maybe even slightly better. My bishop is so bad. But hopefully I'm still okay. I'm not really sure about it though. I guess I can play bishop f1. It's not that bad. Bishop f1, the ultimate bishop. And we can try to kick him out from there. Where do I want to go? Just not a lot of time left. Alright, keep it simple. Wow. The heck? All right. Did I get mated yet? No. Good. All right. I blundered a piece. So we're going to lose it. Not fast enough. All right. Nah, just resign. Alright, man, too fast. I'm not warmed up. Sad but true. Dropped a piece there. It was about equal, but I started to get low on time. Alright, 30 seconds left. Let's go back. Congratulations to Serbian Santa Claus. Strong game. Got to get warmed up for this 5-0. Oh man, my headache is coming on. But no warm up. That's all right. Better to lose the first game than like win 2 and then let my streak starter get messed up. If we're gonna win, we just want to start winning. Like I don't know why I played this, but it's just something I play sometimes. Serbian Santa Claus takes me down. Knight C3. A little too slow, a little too hesitant, a little too not warmed up there in the first game. What is this? Okay, very strange setup for white. He's playing bishop b5. I guess it's okay. This guy's also fast. I never played him before. Relatively new account. And I put my bishop on d7, which was kind of weird. Now I'm going to play a Steinitz. This was not the plan. He's like tricked me into playing the Steinitz. Whatever. I mean, definitely not part of my normal repertoire. I guess c6 we should be thinking about here. It almost feels like a Sicilian after c6. It basically is. That's weird. It became a Sicilian. Like a Najdorf. A pretty good Najdorf, but our development is kind of our development is kind of laggy. Not a good start against Serbian Santa Claus, but we do have to watch out for tactics with Queen H5, kids. I think that's pretty subtle, man. MC underdog, Queen H5 and all that. Pretty nasty. I guess I just, you know, developed some pieces here. Knight A6, wow. Took my knight. Black should be quite good now. We have a strong attack with F3. So he handled that well, but you know, quickly ran into a different problem. He had a really nice move, knight d2, f4, queen h5 with strong threats. Able to this looks really bad for white. He's got to be lost here. The king side is just totally weakened. Ayesta out in first place. I mean, I guess queen g6 is easiest. King side is just too weakened. I think that white could have played, you know, without g4. Things would have been quite interesting. It's mate. It is mate. All right, back to tournament. So happily We'll get into a winning streak here. Serbian Santa Claus playing Soltigo. Well, Soltigo looks like he's got a really good game. If Soltigo is white there. No, Santa Claus is white. Okay, so Soltigo is in trouble. Santa Claus is pretty strong. There's a new feature on lichess that lists the games, the top games in the tournament, which is really nice. So you can see top game Xerox is here. He's playing. Well, that game's over actually. Santa Claus, Xerox, Poppets, quite a strong, couple of players. Lakes Tal. Is this a provisional guy? I don't know. I'm not going to berserk yet. I don't think I'm warmed up to. I'm not warmed up enough to berserk. Maybe if we get a little speedier. Lakes Tal, how many accounts do you have? Are you someone else? We've had some other players from Poland. You might be one of them. But I definitely was not warmed up. Okay, so Shaman X 1500 is out in first place. That's pretty impressive. I never saw a Steinitz Rodopez turn into a Sicilian until that game, I think. That is really bizarre. Okay, here we have a couple a couple options. Lakes Tal. It's a mainline Reti, I guess. Nothing we can really do but the standard type of setup. Kasparov and Karpov actually had some games. Lakes Tal is okay. Yeah, again, this is a player who I wasn't sure. It could be someone who has multiple accounts. He seems to know this pawn formation pretty well. Rook d8 is a good idea. Evacuating the queen side. Preparing for some games, I saw some games from one of my opponents from my last tournament, Galyash Miklos. Galyash would always just like play knight e1 and then like f4. And it looks weird, but like white just clamps down with these pawns, what I call the pawn smile in the closed Sicilian. You just do like knight e1 and f4, and the center is just like good for white. Just hard for black to get any counterplay. Yeah, I think Lakes Tal reminds me of another player from Poland who's been in the stream quite a bit. I could be wrong. Actually, g4, g5. This is what Galyash did to people. He would just like go crazy. White's control the center with the pawns just makes it very hard for black to do anything. And his bishop on b2 is really strong potentially as well. So I was like, I'm not going to let this happen. If I see, I had to play Galyash with black, and I saw he was doing these retis. I didn't want any part in this kind of position for black. It almost looks like white's violating principles, just pushing the kingside pawns like a maniac. But I don't see anything wrong with it. Maybe we'd like to oh, that's just a blunder. He's just hanging the h-pawn. I thought he might even sacrifice a piece, but how could he do that realistically? Rook d2. Double up. And if probably just bring my queen back to e2. But I'd really like to sit like a knight on e4 in tandem with the bishop on b2. We have massive threats on the king side. This is like a standard Galyash. Miklos Galyash is like a 2500 Hungarian IM. He made a GM norm in a tournament I just played in. His first one after, I don't know, 20 years of being a strong IM, practically. We could just grab more space. Very hard for black to do anything at all. I was thinking consolidate with queen e2, and then we go h5, knight h4. I was mentioning the idea of knight e4, but it's not essential. Black's in a little bit of time pressure too. It's actually was that lose a piece? Looks like it loses a piece. No, he can go knight h8. It's really sick though. It looks like he has to play knight h8 to not lose a piece. I mean, that's not what you want to have to do. So he just sacked the piece, but he doesn't have too much for this. And we have really, really a vicious position, I would think. But I'm not sure what the best move is objectively. That looks like a good start. You almost blunder winning position. I have to play faster. The game against Serbian Santa Claus was like I was in a fog. That's typical for not warming up. He played well though. He played solidly. When I blundered, it was probably a draw. Alex Tal is running out of moves. He doesn't have. He does have g7 protected though. By the rook on d7, that's really annoying. Do I really want to take that? And what choices do I have here? Maybe not so many. I have to be a little bit careful now. Queen g2. So a competent player, you know, if you gave him some more time, he would have a chance maybe. Queen g2, I had to watch tactics with rook takes f4 and stuff. He just blundered his queen. Not enough time. All right. He's not giving up. All right. There it is. Back to tournament. JWD. JWD from Greenland. JWD. I had a friend who was JLD. This is JWD. I don't know if we played before. Chaman X, Ayeste, Santa Claus, and Too Much Love. Owly Mowly. See if I can wake up a little bit here. Finish my beer. A little bit of alcohol is actually quite good. 1 or 2 beers is probably good for my blitz game. More than two. Oh, we got another strong opponent, unfortunately. I've got 20 seconds to make a move. Alright, what are we going to do against knight f3? Xerox, we played some Sicilians. But maybe I'll try to play something. Oh, it's actually not e4. Alright, almost flag there. I don't know. Just doing a rather unassuming type of setup here. He's playing a hippo. This wouldn't have been my choice in a vacuum. It's basically like a Tory attack now. This wouldn't be my first choice, but I just didn't feel like playing a Sicilian. He's playing some sharp Velimirovich. I just wasn't sure if I was up to that yet. I still feel kind of foggy and cloud. My brain is feeling kind of cloudy. Maybe bishop b4? Interesting move order. I've actually played these type of positions usually, but oftentimes with the King's Indian. Straight up King's Indian sort of move order, not with b3. b3 later. I mean, b5 is actually an interesting move. Restricting his knight on d2. The knight on c4 is really nasty. I just don't want any part in that. Strong player, relatively strong player. Now bishop g6 or rook e8. I guess they're both okay. He'll get a knight to f5. I can always chop it off. Is there anything else I can do? I mean, yeah, maybe. Or maybe I can wait and play bishop f8. It's funny to see Xerox, who was playing open Sicilian, you know, transition to this. That's showing a lot of understanding of the game, you know, to be able to play an open Sicilian and then also play a kind of King's Indian attack as well. Shows a lot of knowledge. Here I might want to try bishop b4. There's also bishop takes pawn. I mean, bishop takes knight, maybe. I'm trying to play bishop d4. Not sure if this is good. It's worth a try. Yeah, probably wasn't the greatest. It's not that bad. It's not that good. Now my c6 pawn is really weak. Impressive play by white. This pawn is weak. Here. I'm not sure how big a deal it is. It's probably about equal at this point. Interesting though how he just goes to the flow with the bishop on b2. I would have been like freaked out that my bishop is bad, but he he doesn't mind. Renewing the active bishop. I don't really like the way I played this game. Now e4. A timely move. Maybe queen f4 here? This is some weird move. Wow, I didn't think he should take that. He had even maybe bishop c1. Realistically. I mean, maybe he's just winning a pawn. Okay, I'm just kind of not really well equipped to play today. Kind of a headache. He's mating himself. He's gonna have to sacrifice the exchange, like checkmating himself. Was obviously a very bad choice. Though the technical ending is not necessarily winning for me. He's got like a pawn. No, he doesn't have a pawn. He will likely win a pawn. Maybe. Queen e3. Alright, so we've got the extra exchange. We should be better. Back rank mating threats. Xerox played too fast. Now he probably has a lost position. Still not that easy. Should be winning this. But as I said, not that easy to convert. His king's cut off. That's a serious problem. Wow. Did I like manage to lose this or something? Oh, you resigned. What was going on there? Was I losing? Yeah, I'm lost. If he plays the correct move, king g7. a4 is like a losing move. Terrible. The quality of 5-0 endgames. Serbian Santa Claus guy got crushed by JWD. JWD. I feel like I played them once before, but it doesn't show any games, which is strange. Not a great game by me. Absolutely ridiculous ending, where I actually was lost in the king and pawn endgame. The Chamanx guy must be a troll. He purposely played extra bad against me, said question mark. Yeah, dude, the guy's 1500 and he's crushing everyone. There's a good chance he's a troll. I mean, how do you have 1500? Okay, it's bullet. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't like block anyone from the tournament. Another feature that would be, I think, really key is integrating a minimum amount of games like the normal tournaments have. This is unrated, so we'll see. There should be a minimum amount of games that people have to play to be allowed in the tournament. You know, you can set that with the normal lichess tournaments. So I think the private tournament should have the same feature. We can make it like you need to play, you know, you have to have 50 games or whatever it might be. So Shamanox, this guy, you know, 30 games of bullet is not enough to play in the tournament. He's not, you know, playing the opening like a super strong player here. But I'm not really sure. You know, he could easily be a computer. You know, for all I know, you can't tell anything by how they play the opening. So E4. I think we'll just play this. This is safer move. He's obviously extremely fast, which is kind of weird. For a guy who's 1500 in bullet, he's played extremely fast. He's basically playing like a bullet player, but he's 1500 in bullet. Does that make a lot of sense? Not really. If he were a bullet player, he would have better than 1500 in bullet. So it's basically a troll. But I really wish we could restrict access to the tournament. I know I can set a password, but that's awkward and difficult to deal with, because then people are like, oh, I don't know the password. I'd rather just make it so you have to play a certain amount of games, like 50. The average tournaments are 15 games, which is like nothing. Actually, that's sort of irrelevant. It should be more. Now he played now G5, going pretty much berserk. Sacking a piece here. Absolutely unsound. It's an unsound piece sacrifice that you can get away with, you know, maybe against weaker players. I told the story how there was this guy, actually maybe I should take here. There was this guy at my chess club in Boston who I don't know if this is a good move actually. Said guy, bishop f5. Said guy always sacrificed He always sacrificed for pieces for 2 pawns. That's basically what we got here. The classic. The guy was about 2,000 rated. Every time it was a piece for 2 pawns. Yeah, I guess now e4. We try to play. That's a bad move, d5. I think. He actually had a chance to play f5, which is probably much stronger. But very suspicious rating for this player. I still have to be careful here. Now he dropped a piece. At least we know he's not a computer. Like at some point c5. Very fast, and the strength of this player, you know, basically something's not right. I mean, he can't be 1500 in bullet. He's playing at a speed where he would be like 2100 at least in bullet. Well, Nefyadov, you can say that he's not a cheater, but the guy's going around with a 1500 blitz rating, so I don't know how you define cheating, but having a completely bogus rating is, you know, on purpose is a form of cheating. That's the problem. Rating manipulation, you know, it doesn't involve using a computer to play, but it's still a kind of cheating. You know, you can purposely make your rating lower for various reasons, but he shouldn't be 1500. He should be 600 points higher. So that means like there's 2 people playing on the same account, which is against the rules. Or he just has multiple personality disorder, you know, which is possible. I never heard about that, you know, happening with a chess player. You've got multiple personality disorder. So one day you're like Dr. Jekyll and you're basically 1500 in bullet, and the next day you're Mr. Hyde and you're like 2100. And he resigned. Human but fast, and I put him about 2100 in bullet. Oh, it's strange. I didn't play JWD, but I had this weird sensation that the name was, you know, the account was familiar to me, which is strange. I'd almost swear I played this opponent like one game in a random tournament once. Maybe that's like more than one account, like very similar or something. Maybe 2 years ago when I first signed up on lichess, I played JWD 1-2. Nefyadov said, what? The guy's account is 2 days old. Yeah, but you still can't be 1500 and play like that, man. It doesn't matter. It's not like it was 5 games. It's 30 games in bullet. That's 1500. Now, strange for a player of this caliber to play a6 there. the Alejandro Rios mistake. Of course, there are a lot of capable players who don't know opening theory. But a6 is a surprisingly bad move. Yesterday I had queen c7, which was a novelty. That's actually much better than a6. Who was it that played queen c7 against me yesterday? I don't know why JWD is so familiar. Maybe I played him in a... Maybe not played him. Maybe I played in the same tournament with him and then remembered the name or something. So bishop f4. Bishop f4 is the right move. All right. Rios played... What did he do against me? I don't remember now. Years ago, this game from 1992. I tragically lost to this Colombian player. I played like an awesome game for like 40 moves, and I was just beating him the whole game and then lost. I'll never erase it from my memory. I had like drawn with Alexander Goldine like the round before. I was having a good tournament, and like grind this guy down for like 40 moves and then blundered and lost. This exact line. So he's just in a bind, and rook b8 didn't help. He's kind of thrashing around with knight h5, but knight h5, knight h5 doesn't do much for controlling the center. I could even give up the bishop, but it's probably not necessary. Not necessary to part with our bishop. And I'll put it on, I guess, e3 if he kicks it again. This way I stay on e7. h6 bishop e3 will gain a future tempo with queen d2. It's raining here. We've got snow on the roof. Okay, so this is a logical move. b5. I can take and play something along the lines of knight to d5. Ah, we have a tactic. Okay, a take. Well, I can simply play bishop takes e7, winning a pawn. Simple chess might be best. We're basically up a pawn in a... But there's also knight d5, and he doesn't have a lot of squares for his queen. But knight d5, queen a7, I mean, is that better than just taking? Knight d5, queen a7, knight takes e7, check, takes twice, and his rook gets active on the file. Or I just take on e7 straight away. Alright, whatever. Warm-up games. I'm still finishing my warm-up games myself here. But, I mean, the guy's leading the tournament there. He's got 20 points, and he's running around with a 1500 bullet rating. Like, I wouldn't want to run into him in a tournament, dude. That's rating manipulation. Also known as sandbagging. Illegal in any kind of rating system. Shamanks. Alright, so we win the exchange with minimum, concessions, let's say. I don't think we have any kind of tricks here. I can't afford to do this any other way. I just need to develop my pieces. I might have to play something a little awkward like f3 at some point. Shore up my white squares. Okay, the knight on b3 is badly placed. Double knight sacrifices. I don't mind sacrificing a pawn here to get the queens off the board. I'm up a clear exchange with a better structure. I think it's just a practical decision. He doesn't bite. Oh, he's going to sack pieces on g3, so wow, we've got a really good read on this player stylistically. Damn, he's like all about the primitive tactics. Knight takes g3, knight takes g3, knight takes g3. Damn. I expect he's fast too. Super caveman. What else can he do though? I mean, you really gotta go caveman there. I mean, you're down the exchange. I don't think he wanted that to happen. I don't think anyone's going to catch Shaman X. Somebody's going to have to start beating the guy down though. Now I have queen f4. Just a good move. Strategically. Stopping knight c4. Yeah, I mean, this move is basically almost forced. I just wanted to get my rooks activated. He had to play knight e8. It's basically like only move. We're winning. Dangerous player tactically though. He missed knight takes f4 there. It's a dangerous player. Very, very sort of dangerous tactically. But he was not that fast that he could overrun me on the clock. I was actually screwing up the position there to try to win on time. We're not used to doing that. Playing mostly increment blitz. I'm not used to putting the clock ahead of the position, but kind of have to do it. One thing I like in boxing combined chess is that you can punch your opponent. I've seen it happen very rarely in normal chess tournaments. Oh, we're playing poppets. I'm getting a little bit more warmed up now. Okay, he played the London system against me last time. I'm not interested in that variation again. I think the kingside fianchetto is a solid option for black. You're less likely to get checkmated by some really aggressive guy. I mean, I guess we'll play straight up. I've also played bishop a6 type of plans, which was recommended by Andrew Martin 8 million years ago. Now here you see he's not supposed to put his bishop on d3. That's very strange. For a guy who plays the London system all the time to put his bishop on d3, that is very, very odd. So I have e5 type of tricks. I mean, normally they always put the bishop on e2. I mean, okay, he's not a GM, but these London players are normally really systematic. And Poppet's putting his bishop on d3 allows me to play e5. I mean, I don't know if this is, maybe it's a trap or something, you know, but usually the bishop goes on e2, you know, so it's not hanging on d3. And I'm trying to punish him here. I'm just learning the London, oh god. I promised not to hate the London system. I've got to really make an effort not to hate it. This may be some secret system by white, by which white tries to trick black into playing e5. It's usually going to e2. Yeah, so it's almost like he's tricked me into this. Like an intentional trick? Possible. Check out his rating in classical chess, 2300. Okay, that's based on 3 games. That's not rating manipulation. We'll give you 3 games. It's okay. He's just a practical player. But I mean, there may be some truth to this. Maybe my e5 is actually an inaccuracy. Maybe it was asking too much. To be really careful now. And he's got these nasty, nasty little tricks based on rook takes d7, and if I play bishop f8, I can resign. So I have to play rook e6 here, and then he has knight g5. This is pretty disturbing, actually. I think I have to play f6, weakening my whole structure, but shutting down his nonsense there. He's probably had this exact position before. White is probably slightly better, despite the bad bishop on h2. This is not what I like to do. I'm kind of overextended. I'm just like overextended, and now I'm suffering because of it. So I guess I'd rather be white here. You tricked me with the super subtle bishop d3. This is like another kind of pseudo cheapo. He's got queen d6 ideas. So I can't go e4. Slightly unpleasant position for me. I mean, it's amazing he's only 2030. Rapid 2177. So he's not playing any. This is a strong move. He's not playing any blitz, just rapid. E4, improving the, coordination. Like white's slightly better here. Also extremely fast. I don't know about that move. H4. But I'm kind of paralyzed anyway. I'm going to drop my A6 pawn now. Good idea. Guess I have to go knight F8. It's almost forced. I don't think H5 really has a lot of relevance. He didn't really achieve anything with H4, H5. White's still slightly better. Well, this is a combative move. I can't let him, mess with me. So now, for our next trick, I'm not really sure what to do. What am I supposed to do here? B5 is impossible. We go with rook E6 again, repeating position. And that's so irritating. No, I just agree to a draw. I'm slightly better. He's slightly better, I think. It's basically like a forced draw. I have to agree to this repetition. I mean, he can try to play for a win somehow. It was a disaster. Bishop D3. Played by Boris Alterman. D6. Knight BD7. And now Bishop H2. Nobody special played white. But almost like a trick to get me to play E5. It's weird. And then like white's better. It's actually a mistake to play E5, it looks like. That's very subtle. Alright. I'm in second place. That's hard to believe. We had a good streak starter going on, but slowed down by poppets. Tricked by Bishop D3. I guess I can hold E5 in reserve. Anyway, guys, welcome to my stream. Thank you for subscribing, and if you didn't subscribe or you did subscribe, but you haven't, like, recently, please consider doing so. Help to support the stream, help keep it possible. I devote like 15 hours, over 15 hours a week to the stream, so it's a lot of work. And I appreciate you guys who give back. Also, you can make a donation via PayPal, and I appreciate that. We're going to buy ourselves a new mouse soon. Tushar is... Whoa, I almost like had an epileptic seizure. Knight F3. We're playing our Smyslov system against the King's Indian because it's easy to play. It's very fast. I don't recommend, berserking against higher rated players unless you're just berserking every game, and that's a different story. Queen b6 seems like a bad square in the Benoni for the queen. He's just walking into a world of hurt, basically. His knight is about to get trapped on e5. Yeah, in order to avoid it, now he has to go through this very, very artificial type of maneuver, which is not really good. And then we just roll him in the center. It's the ultimate Benoni. It's like the 4 pawns attack, but better. Knight b5 is interesting here. Knight b5 and knight c4 might just be winning. Knight b5, queen b8, knight c4. Then he's got some weird discoveries. Seems kind of materialistic for me to go this way. But now I have a4, so the knight c4 is just lights out. Unless he's going to sack his queen somehow. It's like an enhanced 4 pawns attack for white. The ultimate 4 pawns attack. That's why I like the Smyslov system. I mean, people just don't have a clue what to do when they're playing black in the King's Indian and you don't play e4 or g3 or f3. Those are the standard setups. When you don't play one of the standard setups... Okay, now knight b6. Well, we've got knight takes b7, eating another pawn. Or we can just chill and make a good developing move. Although rook d1 probably not a good idea. Why doesn't e5 win a piece? Pin it and win it. It took me like a minute to see that I can win a piece with the e5. It's kind of sad. That's where I'm at tactically. And now, everything's under control. Maybe bishop f3. And we can clamp down with the a5 on the queen side. I mean, this is really, really lost. Black is just down a piece for nothing. Okay, let's trade that off. When you're up a piece, you should generally be willing to make exchanges to simplify the position. But I mean, in this game, black just hasn't, you know, the berserking isn't helping them. I mean, it's just making them play badly. Pawn takes g6 or knight e4. Although if knight e4, they have bishop d4. They still have bishop d4 type of ideas. So that's probably black's best. Well, now it's just about winning up a piece, you know. Nothing exciting. We probably should trade stuff. Although the queen and knights are a very good combination. There's knight g5 type of ideas. Queens and knights. Notorious tandem. This is really ugly. Now I have to like trade all the heavy pieces to not get mated. And b3. They have bishop e5 here actually. Should probably be aware of that. Found this move. Black starts to get some counterplay now. That's kind of a weird choice. I really thought rook takes a4. Maybe I shouldn't trade. I actually managed to mess this up a little bit. Now, yeah, I might actually not be winning here. But I mean, it's crazy to play like that, you know, where you put time is more important than position. You know, I still won with a minute left on the clock. Soltigo hasn't won a game. You're 4-0 while berserking. Oh, you haven't won a game otherwise. Well, how many games did you play? Looks like Shaman X is running into some strong players. He's playing Akulian now. Akulian is really good. Nefyadov got it going there. You're in 4th place. Dear Santa Claus, what happened? He lost to somebody. Let's see. He lost to JWD and Aura Knight. Obviously both competent players. There's quite a few good players. Actually, Santa Claus ran into a pretty strong field. He had to play me. Well, that's not what I meant to say, but close enough. New Nefyadov. It's Nefyadov. I don't know. I'm not going to berserk. We're in 2nd place. And I have no idea how strong this player is. I don't believe people's ratings anymore. Shaman X is 1500 and he's in 1st place. Yeah, this is usually like people who are they don't know any theory. I mean, Bishop E5 is almost never played. This is like a weird transposition though. Bishop E3, Knight G4. That's strange. Here I'm just going to play E6 and play like Skaveningen. I'm glad I didn't berserk against this player with a super freaky opening and move order. Bishop E5, then Bishop E3. I wouldn't have known what to do. Playing really conservatively, taking with the bishop. It's the safer capture. But, you know, white is really playing pro style here. It's not an opening theory like line, but I see this type of setup all the time. You know, I don't know if people learn it from computers or what. Looks like perfect play by white. Perfect-ish. Has this guy played many games in the tournament yet? This is like a new player. How would he be playing me then? But this setup, I mean, he's, yeah, 1600. I don't think so. Bishop H6 and all this subtle stuff. No pawn moves. Usually with players like this, I'm afraid they're an engine. I can try to win a pawn, I guess. But I mean, at what cost? At what cost pawn? Weakening my white squares. Well, I don't know. We'll live with it. Is my queen trapped or something? You're 1500. 1600. My queen trapped on queen takes c2. Well, if my king was on g8, that still wouldn't work. Interesting player. I mean, he's got all these insanely creative ideas. I thought I was like worse. But I mean, his rating is extremely low. If I take on d5, do I lose a bishop on e7? That's insane. What is going on here? Wow, this is crazy. I like can't take. I have to play something like knight to c7. He's got more time than me. What a scary player. And fast too. Sacrificing pieces. Like, where is this stuff coming from? Wow. I mean, imagine if he took like another minute to think about his moves and improved his moves significantly. Because I was seriously scared. Now I'm probably winning with accurate play, but so many like pitfalls I could have fallen into there with that position even down a piece. If I take him lightly for even 1 second, you know, here there's still a back rank mate. Even now there's some threats with the A pawn. I think I'm winning. Still, it's not that easy. I mean, bishop d4. He's gonna win his piece back. First we should check and then play bishop d4. And now we can go bishop g1 and rip the A pawn with check. But I mean 1600, damn dude. What is this guy's deal? It's a hell of a 1600. Again, if he took more time, he'd be a scary opponent. He still has more time than me. Now he's dropping a piece on h4. It's like a totally different person. He offers me a draw. That's cool. Good form. Good form, man. Alright, back to the tournament. That wasn't too strange. Strange experience. A kind of ununderstandable opponent. 1 minute he's like a master, and the next minute he's like... I thought I was going to lose. Alright, it's Xerox again. We're going to take him out with white. I'm a little bit more warmed up than the first game. I got lucky in the first game. Now I'm playing the King's Indian attack. Alright, it's actually a Grunfeld reversed. Guys, thank you for watching, hanging out with us. Shaman X is still in first place with the 1500 rating. Our good old friend is not here. Bishop g4 was played against me by some Chinese guy once. But it's asking a lot to be a tempo down, you know, and play sharp lines. I think I'm supposed to have something here. Knight takes g4 and then e4. I think that was it. And we try to play dynamically. c4, c3, c4. Doesn't make sense. I could play knight c3. That's a funny move. Knight c3. It's the... This doesn't feel that active. Am I supposed to do c4? This seems slow. Black's okay here. It's more or less equal. No, I don't like that move. That's a greedy move, Xerox. You know, you should be content to play e6 and have equality. It's a seriously greedy move. This weakens your white squares. Rook check. Queen b3. He's playing fast. But it's risky, you know, to play e5. I mean, you could have like equalized with e6. But you want more. Bloodinator says greed is good. Greed can be deadly. His white squares look really toasty here. There's no way to directly kill him. Maybe bishop takes c6 and then bishop g5. If I play bishop g5 first, he can get away. I'm not that convinced by this though. Maybe he's okay here. You know, I think that objectively maybe he's okay. He's certainly got a nice time advantage. He played knight d5. It makes some sense. I can play queen b7. Does that just win? I didn't even realize it just wins. Wins a piece anyway. I mean, maybe it doesn't win the game, but on paper, he's only got a pawn for the piece. I mean, this is not what he wanted, obviously. He got out of there, but he had another line: f6, bishop d2, queen d5. I mean, I think he could have solved his problems by simply playing f6, and then sticking his queen on d5. And I didn't see anything special. Speaking of queen d5, I'm not really sure what the best square is for my queen there. Maybe I should just be materialistic. Man, he did not take the pawn on b2. Wow. Kind of makes sense. Really, we should be winning now. I felt like he had pretty serious counterplay, but Didn't find quite the most incisive line. Intuitively feel like I should be winning, but who knows. Time and position. Cham on X is still in first place. You guys should beat him down. I mean, the way he played against me was very unsound. Some of the better players here should get the better of him. He's fast, but his game is kind of ridiculously loose. All right. Got all the pieces in the game. Pizzas. Maybe he toned it down after the game with me. I don't know. Got all of our pieces in play. Can I take on d4? Should I take on d4? Or should we just go for blood? I think we should go for blood. After watching Gawain Jones with the piece coordination tactics, obviously I can just take on d4, but then there's queen b4. A bit awkward. All right, let's just take it. We're basically up clear piece. For a pawn. How do we get out of this pin again? That's very awkward. I probably had a better move. We're waiting for the right moment. I don't know, rook g4. You might want to shield your eyes. This is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty, man. All right, we've got a check, and that's it. It is mate. Lots of rooks. All right, so greed is good. Don't take the equality when you can play for a loss. Augusta Chess says, Paschall should beat me in a blitz game on here once. I beat you in 14 moves. Thank you for the bits, guys. Two-beeb drew me in the tournament now, not Bob. Not Bob. I'm running out of time. How strong is not Bob? I don't feel like I have too much of a headache to berserk. It's already pretty fast time control. It's like playing bullet. I thought about berserking, but I'm just not 100% today. I had another blitz game earlier in this line when my opponent played a3, I think. This is a much safer move. Actually, a3 is fairly safe too. I mean, e4 is the real test. This is just very, very solid play by Notbob, transposing to a kind of positional line, not letting us have any fun, more or less. He's doing what Kramnik would do, and continuing to do what Kramnik would do. There's just nothing special for black here. I should really play c5, I guess. It's not absolutely forced. It might even be too late. I probably should have played c5, you know, the previous move. Objectively. Okay, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I can play bishop e4, maybe. I'm not sure how great that line is, though. Speaking of Kramnik, bishop f4 is really solid looking type of setup. What am I doing? We've got to watch out that our bishop is hanging on b7. Nice setup, Bob. Extremely rock solid. Bob is not taking any risks here with the white pieces. He's playing how I would play with white against like a grandmaster. A strong grandmaster, let's say. Can I play e5 now? It looks... Am I going to drop something? e5, take, knight takes, bishop takes, g2, knight takes, d7. That's a little weird. You know, he might have that tactic, actually. So, I mean, I guess there are other ways we can play this. This is kind of risky, though. I didn't really want to do this. I'm not sure this is the best for black. I'm barely in first place. Lots of players, you know, can catch up easily. 29 minutes left in the tournament. Wow, h4 is a little crazy. I don't think I like h4 for white. Kind of weakening. Okay, he wanted to secure his bishop on f4. That's understandable. But it still feels kind of weakening. If I chase your bishop, I chase your bishop. Don't worry about it too much. You could go back to c1. Now it's like especially a good retreat. Well, now black has threats of knight g4. Bob's opening play good, though. I just don't really like h4. Santa Claus is now tied for first. And too much love. What is going on with knight to g4? What would Mamedyarov do? This feels like it should be good for black. I don't see a forced win, but I have e5 with tempo. There is the said retreat. Very Nimzovician for black. But I don't see what to do now. Maybe just g5, we go crazy. Drop material. g5 is like a horrible blunder. So what do we do? This is kind of Nimzovician. Like c5, defending my bishop on b7. Now he closes it up. But closing it up allows us to play g5 among other things. Oh, there's a tactic there? I don't know. We're going a little bit crazy with the g5, but it seems almost justified. Not Bob. What is he going to sack a piece? He might have a tactic. Maybe this was a little too much. Someone was suggesting knight takes g3. I didn't understand how that worked. I don't understand knight takes g3. What that does. Now here, we have nothing special. It's really not easy. It's just going to come down to time. You can even trade queens here. I don't think that f4 is my best move, but I didn't know what to do. I'm getting low on time and I'm just making a decision. It's actually a blunder. Good job, me. Wow, not Bob, really. This is kind of scary. I have to play queen g6 check, king h8. And just hope for the best. That's mental. Very, very bad play by me. Not Bob. Look at the piece coordination. Nice bishops. Bishop h3 though. That might also be good. That might also be very good. I was going to play king h8, right? Well, what else? King f8. It's okay, he's winning here. He's winning here. He's 1200 in bullet. Alright, he doesn't play bullet. He's 1700 in rapid, 1600. This is an impressive game. Looks like White's just winning. But his time is ridiculous. He's just not moving. I played too slow. I mean, he played too slow. An overemphasis of the two bishops are better. Yeah, I mean, this position, okay, this two bishops aren't great. I think he has just bishop takes g4 there. That's very strong. This may be good too. He resigned. Why did he resign? I mean, what? You're like almost winning and you resigned. Like, I think last move he was actually winning. Wait. Queen g6 check is extremely strong. I thought even this is strong. But apparently that gives me counterplay. You know, he doesn't want to connect my rooks for me. So this simply king h8. Okay, I mean queen h5 is a hard move to find, but White has a clear advantage here. I guess I could save the game in a blitz game, you know, maybe. He has just bishop takes g4, anything. Alright, I got these strange challenges from this guy, King of the Hill. I didn't even play King of the Hill. Let's go back to tournament. So Bob was just like winning. With queen g6. Just lost track of time. You know, it's hard to find the balance between, you know, between playing for time and playing for the best moves. And I'm trying to play this tournament, this 5-0, because I don't play enough sudden death blitz like I used to. I didn't used to get in time pressure every tournament game I play, and it started happening since I've been doing the stream, basically. And I'm beginning to think that doing the stream is actually making me get into time pressure, because I'm like addicted to the stupid increment. Alright, you're berserking. If you're berserking, I'm gonna berserk too. You know? Let's both berserk. I like berserking much better if my opponent is also berserking. I think that it's much more justified. When you've got like 2.5 more minutes than the other guy, I mean, that's a serious handicap. e5 drops a pawn. A lot of novices I know, you know, aren't aware of this tactic in the Sicilian. They'll play the Sicilian as beginners and not, you know, not be aware that e5 is indirectly controlled by the queen. But it's an extremely important idea. And then our bishop on c8 is a non-piece, so in this structure, that's a very good exchange for me. And now, maybe I should exchange more pieces with bishop c5. Now, rightfully, he doesn't trade queens, but I missed, no, I didn't miss something. We got to remember it's like a very fast game here. We've got a monster knight. That's good. Now trading queens. Trading queens is good. And we also get to play c5 so our pawns don't get blockaded. I'm not sure what the best move is here. He's trading more stuff. Probably a mistake. He should play like c4. Nimzovician. And now I can break at some point with like a4. I'm not sure if this is too early. He definitely shouldn't have. Shouldn't have done that. But he's hanging on here. I'm not sure if this is the right idea. Okay, I have e5 type of ideas. And I'm probably winning here. Picked up a lot of pawns. And now c2. Not the most accurate game, perhaps. Just try to keep it simple. Another queen. 18 minutes left in the game. I'm tied with Dear Santa Claus. We're the two highest players, so that's the way it was supposed to be, I guess. I'm almost getting mated. Alright, you can have one of my queens, just to make it simple. He's not down with giving up. Almost with my queen intake. That would make the game interesting if I played queen g5 there. And now we're going to make ourselves another queen. But I would just give up here in an arena tournament. I think it's a mistake to play on because, you know, you can actually play more games and gain more points. So you shouldn't drag out the lost positions. Look who's in the first place. Don't say anything yet, man. You're jinxing me. I am technically the favorite. There's another player here who's like perfect. The Four Seasons. He's won every single game though. He has a draw with Too Much Love. Well, we basically have time for one, maybe two games. Dear Santa Claus. Santa Claus is playing Nefedov. Nefedov's talking in the chat room. He's playing like this critical game and he's sending in chat. Let's see how Nefedov does. I'm playing JWD again. The same variation. Alright, he played F6 and G6. Okay. Maybe it's World Loser. World Loser did that. I'm going to play to restrict him. I'm not sure, you know, what the best setup is against this thing, objectively. But it looks like he's just trying to do this kind of thing that you do against computers to try to win on time. Yeah, he's just trying to kill me on time, I guess. But I have to get a little bit coordinated here. I'm not crazy about this. E5, sacking a pawn. Maybe G4 is not so crazy. JWD is not on the top 10. No, there he is. He's 6th place. So he's got this weird whatever it's called, the rat defense. I'm not an expert, you know. You kind of do this to like make people look like silly. I don't know. I guess G4 is a good try. Otherwise, I have no idea what I'm going to do here. And now G5. Like, what else would I do? We're just trying to undermine, you know, his dark squares. Undermine his any squares, his white squares. But I don't really know where to put my king. You know, probably we're gonna have to castle queenside. I guess I can take. Could also play H5 here. H5 is a lot more appealing than it was a minute ago. We can castle queenside, but I wanted to wait, you know, until he doesn't have time to really coordinate a strong attack on my king. I didn't really trust my position a few seconds ago, but it's a little better now. Humans playing the rat. I can play the Caro-Kann. Oh, Orbitic is your alt account. Okay, so the Four Seasons is Orbitic, who has been here. Okay, now we have to think, because it's very tempting to lock it up, but I'm not sure that's necessarily the best. We don't have too many choices, though. Yeah, I think we should. We try to caveman checkmate him down the H file. I also have knight d2. Looks like he's trying to defend. Alright. We'll defer the attack for a moment. I mean, this offers me the c5 pawn, but I'm not sure that's what I want to do. I could take on c5. Actually, that was kind of scary. Now it's like a French, but it's hard to break through. Stating the obvious, I know. But there's only 5 minutes per game per side, and there's not that much time to talk about and make up eloquent stories. But we really should be able to. We should be able to kill him. Now that he closed the center, I can double my rooks. That's still not enough, though. He can try to win a pawn here, I guess. With knight takes g5, it looks crazy. Am I going to be able to checkmate him with like this very stupid idea? We're just going to try to lock down the queen side with the two bishops there, and then brute force checkmate on the king side. I guess we'll take that. Okay. Not sure if that's the best place for my king to be. I still don't have a mate, right? I don't know what I'm thinking about. My queen is... Okay, I can break through g6. Bishop g7, rook takes f8 check, queen takes g6 maybe? We're really just winning on time again though. Alright, I think we're actually winning there at the end. But it was far from a convincing game. Not really proud of that one. Why not bishop takes h8? Well, he could, but then I'm breaking through on the dark squares. I think he defended sensibly till the end. Now Shaman X, this game is actually last game for the tournament. I don't think he can catch me. The guy's in second place, trolling us with the 1500 rating. Alright, now bishop g4. I don't really recommend this type of line for white. It's not generally good to play e5 in Scandinavian type of structures, types of structures. It's like a Grand Prix attack. Whatever. And now this move. Bishop takes f3 wins a pawn, but gives up a very valuable piece there. That's seems dumb to do that. So trading queens is fine, but maybe we should try for more. Okay, c5 is not great, and he has queen a4. Bishop takes f3, queen takes b6, slightly better for black. It also improves his rook though. Bishop c5, queen a4. Keeps his queen on the board, and he can do some damage later on. Maybe just take. Tough decision here. I mean, this is the simplest move in a tournament situation. But I think the white is okay here. It's like equal. Equal-ish. If I had to choose a side, I guess I'd rather be. Maybe black is a little bit better, but I think I should have had more from the position objectively. b5. He's an interesting player. Very unconventional type of style. Kind of positional, fast, awkward openings, like he doesn't know any theory. I think I have to play c5 here. I'm going to be in serious trouble, actually. Wow, what a combative move a4 is. Strange situation. Okay, guys, I don't know if this game is gonna, you know, reach its natural conclusion. It looks like I had bishop b4 there, but I wasn't sure what was going on, to be perfectly honest. I'm still not sure what's going on. Like, who's even better here? I don't know. And knight f3, unfortunately, stops some of my ideas. I think I had some really strong tactics, but I thought I had all day to do it, which was a big mistake. To think that. It doesn't look like this game is even going to count in the standing for the tournament. At the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, I might be slightly better here. But it's still not a walk in the park. We may be winning a pawn. He has some counterplay. 247 left. I had bishop c5 tricks with rook takes b6, but I saw some very strange variations where he would like queen a pawn on b8 at the end, so I waited one move too long to do like rook takes b6, and he got out of it. I had knight g3 check and bishop c5 and all this mating threats, but I'm not sure if it worked or not. But it looks like we're going to win the tournament. We were kind of heavy favorites by rating. We being me. Deep dark forest game. G3. I think that, wow, this is an interesting move. Our king is really, really strong. I'm not sure about that, because I really should be able to grab the H file. I mean, at the end of the day, my rooks are breaking through first. I don't know if this is a good move or not. Where does he go? It should be winning for black. He's a little overextended. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Tomorrow morning we're going to be back with Blitz and Classical Chess. Here I lost my first game against Santa Claus, but came back. Yeah, it's the Tal quote. You have to take your opponent into a deep, dark forest where 2 + 2 equals, what is it, 5? Or is that a poker quote? Now I don't remember. Alright, rook g8. So Shamanix is going to flag pretty soon. Wait a second now. I'm not sure. How do we do this? We have two very strong connected pass pawns here if we win the c3 pawn. No, the game isn't going to count for the standings, unfortunately. Tournament is over. This game doesn't count. I guess just d4. Too many pawns. Anyway, guys, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we will be back with a Weird Wednesday Unusual opening stream, playing Blitz and Rapid Chess here on lichess. But first of all, let's conclude today's business. Isn't really a great move here. I don't know, we'll just push our pawn. Yeah. Alright guys, back to tournament. Tournament is over. I win first place. Santa Claus is second, and Nefyadov is third, realizing his true strength. I've been criticizing Nefyadov for his rating of 1700 in Blitz, but he proved himself today by finishing third here. Good job, Nefyadov. Good job, Santa Claus, with second. You guys deserve it. Shamanix, the Bizarre 1500, is fourth. Xerox after that made a really big run at the end. JWD sixth. Sorry, the Four Seasons. Orbitich is seventh. Too Much Love, Poppets, and Soltigo rounding out the top 10. It was a lot of fun, guys. It's been good for me to do like some 5-0 because I don't play enough, and I think time problems and lack of like using my intuition have been kind of holding me back. So it was a good practice tournament. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Weird Wednesday Unusual opening streams. That is 10 a.m. CET. I'd like to thank you guys for subscribing, and if you didn't subscribe, please subscribe. Nefyadov was third with a performance of 1841. Man, you really tore it up with the 1841 performance. How did you do that? That is an insane performance. I mean, probably Xerox's performance is like higher in fifth place. Let's check it out. We got lag now. It's not going to let me see Xerox's performance. All right. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'd like to thank Soltigo for moderating. Also, again, please subscribe to the stream if you enjoyed, if you find it instructive. 2Beep, thanks for subscribing. Thanks all you guys who subscribed. Clash Kid, Mr. Coffee, Nefyadov. Good job, Nefyadov. Move 11. And other news. That's it. Regular schedule this week. And check out my YouTube channel where I upload the streams over there. Video chess training on YouTube. Anyway, Soltigo, I'm going to get out of here. I've got to get some dinner. It's been a busy afternoon for me. So we managed to take it down. But again, good job by Santa Claus and Nefyadov with second and third place. All right, guys, take care, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.